Hello guys, how are you all? Welcome to my channel. So, today we are gonna see, what if Naruto X High School DxD, Part 1. Subscribe if you enjoy the video, let's start the story. Naruto Jiraiya was a rather laid-back 16-year-old young man standing at 5'10" with lightly tanned skin, deep purple eyes with green lines under them, shoulder-length spiky red hair with light blue tips, and a lean but muscular build. For clothes he is currently wearing the Kuo Academy boys uniform with the exception that instead of the blazer he wore a jagged short white jacket with an upturned collar that was open and had the sleeves rolled up. While walking across campus Naruto thought about his life so far. His father Grimmjow Jiraiya was a powerful panther yokai that lived up to his title as the Panther King. Naruto remembered that from the moment he could walk his father started training him to fight and he loved every second of it. His father never held anything back during training which Naruto appreciated as just like his father he loved to fight. Grimmjow wasn't the lovey-dovey always saying I love you type of father, he was the type of father that let his actions speak for him rather than use words. Naruto knew that the fact his father trained him at all meant that his father thought it was worth his time to do so. He never really used Naruto's name, mostly referring to Naruto as son or my boy. This told Naruto that Grimmjow was proud enough of him to acknowledge that they were father and son. And though it was rare, Grimmjow did show physical signs of affection to Naruto by petting him on the head or by letting Naruto ride on his shoulders while they walked through town. At the age of 7 Naruto lost his father to some devils that wanted to force him into their peerage. While he lost his father, Naruto took comfort in the fact that it took 10 high-class devils to kill his father and he had taken every devil down with him. Naruto's mother was Kushina Jiraiya, a rather powerful human that could actually put up with Grimmjow's rough and tough attitude. She had also helped in Naruto's training and just like his father she didn't hold back on him. Unlike his father, Kushina had no problem showering him with affection, always kissing him, hugging him, telling him she loved him, and calling him her little panther prince. Kushina showed the same affection to Grimmjow, and while both father and son made it seem like it annoyed them that she did that, neither of them really minded the affection they received from the woman they loved more than anything. At the age of 12 Naruto lost his mom to fallen angels, he had tried to save her and had even managed to kill 3 of the 12 fallen angels, but in the end he was incapacitated and forced to watch as they decapitated his mother in front of him, her last words to him being Naruto-kun, I love you. The bastard that caused this, Kakabiel, had decided to let him live, saying that he would hunt Naruto down later, as if it was a game. Most people would have broken after that, but Naruto wasn't most people. Instead of breaking down and crying he became enraged and vowed to kill Kakabiel with his bare hands. The potency of his rage had caused 2 things to happen. First he awakened his sacred gear, which took the form of a sword named Destruction Pantera, and the second thing was that he had started to unconsciously use ninjutsu. He had felt the malice of the world trying to corrupt him and turn him into a monster, trying to feed his rage until he lost control and lashed out at anything in sight. It didn't work, as his will to stay in control was too strong, plus before his father died, he had Naruto start learning to use ninjutsu, since he believed that it was a powerful tool for any yokai. From then on Naruto lived on his own doing odd jobs in order to get by, and training himself when he had the time. During his training Naruto had managed to suppress his chakra to the point that even skilled sensors wouldn't be able to tell it was there. This was great for Naruto, because when he first came to Kuo Academy after it became co-ed, he immediately sensed devils. Despite what happened to his father, Naruto didn't have hate for all devils, but he was cautious of them, so he was glad they had never noticed he was different from any other human. At first Naruto had trouble making friends, since almost everyone just considered him a delinquent thanks to his hair, his attitude, and the markings under his eyes. That changed though when he started beating the crap out of the perverted trio for peeping on the girls' kendo club. Naruto hated perverts with a passion. He became the handsome bad boy to most of the girls and most hated guy on campus to the guys, not that he cared what the guys thought of him. Through him constantly having to beat the shit out of those 2 very important this happened. First he started dating one of the girls from the kendo club named Caddis, though after 2 months of dating, she brought up that her best friend Murayama liked him too. And she wanted him to date the both of them. Naruto agreed and started to date Murayama as well, though he was surprised when they didn't care if the whole school found out. The information that Naruto was dating 2 girls at once and the girls were okay with it caused the boys to hate Naruto even more, while the girls didn't seem to care. Apparently they knew that Caddis and Murayama were best friends that shared everything, so they expected the girls to share a boy as well. The second thing was that since he was beating up students he met the student council president Sona Shitori, one of the devils that occupied the school. While a bit strict for his liking, Naruto found that he liked Sona and the rest of the student council which he guessed were her peerage. He was cautious of them at first, but over time they became his friends. Sure, Sona still had to punish him for beating up other students, but she made it known to him that she approved of his treatment of the perverted trio. Due to being able to become friends with Sona and her peerage, he thought that he'd try making friends with the other devils on campus. He only succeeded in making friends with the school mascot Kaneko Taoju. He could feel the chakra inside Kaneko, so he guessed she was a yokai before becoming a devil. That was probably why she warmed up to him so fast. She could feel on a subconscious level that they were the same. Naruto was brought out of his thoughts when he heard Issei bragging about having a date later on tonight. Who in the hell in their right mind would go out with that perverted idiot? Naruto asked himself in thought. He decided not to think about it too much, as school was almost over for the day and he had training to do later. Student Council Office. Sona Shitori, or her real name Sona Sitri, was a beautiful young woman standing at 5'5" with smooth fair skin, violet eyes, black hair done in a short bob cut, a slim figure, long legs, wide hips, and CC cup breasts. For clothes she wore the Kuo Academy girl's uniform along with glasses. Currently she is playing chess against her childhood friend and rival Rias Gremory. Rias was another beautiful young woman standing at 5'8" with smooth fair skin, blue-green eyes, long crimson-red hair that went down to her ass, a buxom figure, wide hips, thick thighs, long legs, a large ass, and D-cup breasts. For clothes she wore the Kuo Academy girl's uniform. "I believe this game is mine, Sona," said Rias as she moved a piece. "Don't be so sure about that, Rias. Checkmate," said Sona as she knocked over Rias' king. "I could have sworn I had you this time," said Rias. "Yes, and I used your overconfidence to my advantage," said Sona. "I see that now, but I have to say to Sona, I'm a little disappointed that you went back on our agreement," said Rias. "What do you mean?" asked Sona. "We agreed that you would allow me to deal with the fallen angels that have shown up in the city, but it seems that a lot of them were dealt with before any of my peerage could get there," said Rias. "I assure you, Rias, that my peerage has nothing to do with this. I ordered them to stay out of the situation, as you would be handling it," said Sona, though she was a bit offended that Rias thought she would do such a thing. "If it's not you, then we have someone unaffiliated with either of us operating in our territory and we need to find out who," said Rias. "Indeed, but onto another topic. How are you coming with your potential new piece?" asked Sona. "I believe it is going well. I also believe that the fallen angels will make their move on him tonight," said Rias. "Rias, you do know that Issei Haidu would accept being in your peerage if you just asked him, right?" asked Sona. "Oh, I'm sure of that. His perverseness would have him accept simply to stare at my breasts all day. But the thing is that the fallen angels have been watching him for a reason, and I need to know why. I hate using him as bait, but if the fallen angels are up to something sinister, then we need to know," said Rias. "I see," said Sona. "You're not jealous that I called dibs on him first, are you?" asked Rias with a smirk. "Hardly. Well, I will admit that Haidu-san has potential. I already have my eye on someone else that will be more fitting for my peerage," said Sona while thinking about Naruto. Something just kept telling her that there was something really special about him and he would make a great addition to her peerage. She wasn't usually a person to make decisions based on feelings, but she just couldn't ignore this feeling, no matter how hard she tried. It didn't help that over the course of their friendship that she and the rest of the female members of her peerage had grown feelings for him. It wasn't their fault, as underneath that laid-back and slightly violent attitude was a kind, cunning, funny, and passionate young man that you couldn't help but love. Sona and her peerage understood very well why Caddis and Murayama were so happy with him. "Oh really? Just who has caught your eye, Sona?" asked Rias. "I think I'll keep that as a surprise for now, Rias," said Sona, knowing that for some reason only Rias Rook Kaneko seemed to like Naruto. "Oh fine, be that way, anyway I should be going," said Rias as she stood up and left. Later that night. Naruto was currently walking home after a long day of training while looking at a flyer Sona gave him before he left school. She told him that it was supposed to give him luck, but he knew that this was one of those summoning flyers that devils gave out. If Sona was planning on having him join her peerage, he actually didn't mind, as long as she didn't try to make a slave out of him. Naruto was brought out of his thoughts when he sensed a fallen angel nearby. "Another one, how many of them do I have to kill before they get the message?" Naruto asked himself in thought. Yeah, it had been Naruto killing the fallen angels in the city. It wasn't like he was simply hunting fallen angels, but every time he felt their power and went to check out the area, he always found a fallen either trying to kill a human or rape them. So he had to kill the fallen. Running over to the area where he sensed the power, Naruto found Issei with his date, apparently named Yuma. Naruto could feel that Yuma was the fallen angel he sensed, and now it made sense on how Issei got a date at all, but now he was wondering what a fallen angel would want with Issei of all people. Deciding to stay and see what would happen, Naruto stayed hidden and used his enhanced hearing to listen in. Everything seemed fine at first until Naruto heard Yuma ask, "Would you die for me?" And saw that Issei wasn't even moving but questioning her on what she said. What kind of idiot doesn't get suspicious when someone asks them to die? Naruto asked himself in thought. Yuma then went through a transformation that caused her to grow slightly taller, her eyes became a darker purple, her body became more mature with her breasts going from C cup to D cup, and finally her clothes were destroyed and replaced with what looked like a S&M outfit. And had 2 black feathered wings coming out her back. Naruto had to say the transformation was hot and the outfit looked great on her. "Sorry Issei, well you seem like a nice boy and I don't really want to do this, but I have orders to kill you. I hope you don't blame me, but God for putting that sacred gear in you. And by the way my name is Rainer," said the now correctly named Rainer as she formed a red light spear in her hand. Okay, she clearly said she had to kill him so he should be running by now. Thought Naruto. Boobies, I saw real naked boobies. Cheered Issei completely ignoring the situation. That fucking moron. Naruto yelled in thought while Rainer just sweat dropped before throwing her spear at him. Naruto acted quickly and rushed over just in time to tackle Issei out of the way. When they stood up Naruto slapped Issei in the face. "Ow, what was that for you bastard?" said Issei while rubbing his red cheek. "Shut up you fucking moron, who the hell cheers about breasts when they're about to be killed? Now get out of here before I rip off your fucking dick and shove it up your nose," yelled Naruto. Issei paled at this and took off running, but he stopped in order to stare at Rainer's breasts a bit longer. This was incredibly stupid because, as soon as he stopped, a blue light spear hit him in the back and came out of his stomach. "What's taking so long, Rainer?" asked a man coming out from behind a tree. The man looked to be middle-aged with fair skin, dark hair, and blue eyes. He wore black shoes, black pants, a white dress shirt, a grey trench coat, and a grey fedora. "Sorry Donaseek, but this human got in the way," said Rainer. Just then 2 more fallen angels showed up, with one being about as tall as Kaneko with blonde hair and blue eyes while being dressed like a maid. The second one was rather tall with long dark blue hair, dark blue eyes, and DD cup breasts while being dressed like a sexy secretary. Middled, "Kalwerner, did you guys follow me too?" asked Rainer. "No, we followed Donaseek," said Middled. "Okay, it's official, all female fallen angels are hot," Naruto thought to himself while keeping his guard up. "Anyway, let's just kill this little bug and get out of here," said Donaseek. "Wait, there's no reason to kill him, we can just erase his memory of us tonight," said Middled. "He's also really handsome so we could have a little fun with him," said Kalwerner. 3 hot girls and 2 guys sounded wrong, get rid of that guy and you've got a deal," said Naruto. He was exhausted from training, so he was hoping to get out of this without fighting. He actually didn't like this line of thinking, as he knew his father would have fought anyway, but his mother taught him to think things through rather than just try and smash through everything. "Well, he is cute so I don't see why not," said Rainer. What they didn't know was that Issei was still alive and was right now hating Naruto even more for being offered a chance to have sex with 3 smoking hot girls. Naruto was about to sigh in relief before he had to quickly dodge a blue light spear. "What the hell?" said Naruto. "We're not making deals with human trash now, shut up and die," said Donaseek while creating another light spear and charging at Naruto. Naruto kept dodging all of the swipes coming at him while he was trying to come up with a plan. He was low on chakra, so any of his techniques were out of the question, and he didn't have the stamina to use his sacred gear's active abilities. "Damn it, hold still," said Donaseek as he stabbed Naruto. Naruto was backed up against a tree and therefore couldn't dodge, so instead he caught the spear with his left hand. "Impossible, no human can hold a light spear," yelled Donaseek. "I'm much sturdier than a simple human," said Naruto as he gave Donaseek a strong right hook to the jaw that sent him flying back. Naruto was now breathing heavy with his left hand smoking from holding that spear. He did not have the energy for a real fight right now, as the only reason he was able to block that last attack was because of an ability of his sacred gear known as Hiero. The arrow was a passive ability that basically gave Naruto skin as hard as steel. "Rainer, Kalwerner, Middled, help me," yelled Donaseek while holding his jaw. "Why, you're the only one that wants to kill him?" asked Rainer. "You know we have orders to kill everyone that gets in our way, and you know what happens if we don't follow orders," said Donaseek. The girls each grimaced at this before each of them made a light spear, with Raynaud's being red, Kalwerner's being yellow, and Middle being pink. "Sorry about this, handsome man, but you have no idea how bad it would be for us not to follow orders," said Kalwerner. "I understand, but you better come at me with everything you've got," said Naruto. All 4 of the fallen angels charged at him and swung at him. Naruto managed to block and dodge most of their attack, and the ones that got through his defense were stopped by his Hiero. Naruto was able to throw in a few counter punches and kicks in order to get the girls to back off, but he punched Donosike so hard in the face that he broke the fallen angel's nose and launched him into a tree. While it was a good fight, Naruto used up any energy he had left and fell to one knee while breathing heavily. "Pant, you guys give up pant yet?" asked Naruto. Standing up and shaking legs, he was suddenly stabbed in both his sides by Kaloriner and middled while Rainer stabbed him in the stomach, and this time they got through his hero. Naruto coughed up blood but still had fight in his eyes and somehow managed to kick middled and Kaloriner away from him and gave Rainer a palm thrust to the chest that launched her back. "This won't stop me," said Naruto while somehow still standing. He was then suddenly hit in the middle of his chest with a light spear and was nailed to the tree behind him. "Now you stay there and you die," yelled Donosike while holding his broken nose. "Come on you three, let's get out of here," said Donosike before he flew off. "Once again, we're really sorry about this handsome man," said Kaloriner before all three of them gave him a kiss on his cheek before flying off. "At least I got to live long enough to watch a bastard like you die," said Issei in a weak voice. This had the effect of pissing Naruto off, and since he inherited his father's and mother's temper, it was not a good thing to piss him off. "Fuck you Issei, you can die if you want, but I refuse to die like this," said Naruto with blood dripping from his stab wounds and coming out of his mouth. "Whatever you bastard, I just wish I could have died with my face between Ria's breasts," said Issei. It was then that a bright red glow showed from Issei's pocket and a moment later Ria's appeared through a magic circle. "Your strong desire has called out to me, so I am here to grant your wish." "Oh, you're still alive, good, that means your will is strong," said Rias while looking down at Issei. It was then that she finally noticed Naruto pinned to a tree with 4 different light spears in him while still being alive. "Naruto? You weren't supposed to be here, but oh well," said Rias. "Oh well. Oh well. I'm pinned to a fucking tree and all she can fucking say is oh fucking well," Naruto raged in his head. "The fact that you're still alive even with 4 light spears in your body says that you have a strong will too, but I have to wonder why. You're an orphan, so it's not like you have anyone waiting for you at home, you have very few friends that probably wouldn't notice that you're missing, and those 2 girls you're toying with would be better off without a delinquent like you," said Rias while looking Naruto directly in the eye. "I refuse to die. Here," said Naruto, becoming more and more pissed. "You misunderstand Naruto, while your will to live is impressive, you will still die here. You're a simple human and you were never meant to survive an attack like this. You might have actually made a good member of my peerage, but you're just not worth it," said Rias. "You're underestimating me," said Naruto while being super pissed now. Much like his father, Naruto hated it when people would look down on him or underestimate him. "No, you're overestimating yourself. Now if you excuse me, I have important work to do," said Rias as she turned away from Naruto and went back to Issei. Naruto watched as Rias used all 8 of her pawns in order to turn Issei into a devil. Naruto only knew a little about the peerage system, but he was sure that the more pieces you needed to turn someone, the stronger they were. Naruto was also sure that the only reason Issei of all people was worth so much was because of his sacred gear. After Rias finished the process, she teleported away with Issei. "Fucking bitch, she better hope I don't get off this damn tree," Naruto said to himself while trying to push himself off the tree. It took a few tries, but he did manage to get off the tree and fell to his knees. "I won't die here," said Naruto before he heard movement and saw that Rainer, Kaloriner and Middle were back. "What are you 3 doing here?" asked Naruto. "We're here to make sure you live, especially after what that bitch of a devil just said," said Rainer. The 3 of them then each made their spears disappear, but then quickly placed their hands over his wounds. "We're not true angels anymore, so our healing skills aren't as powerful as they used to be, but we can at least keep you alive," said Rainer. "We have to get Donosike's spear out," said Kaloriner. "I'll pull it out, and then you use your other hand to cover the wound," said Rainer. She grabbed the spear with her free hand and then quickly pulled it out with Kaloriner using her other hand to cover the wound. "Thank you for this, but if one of you could reach into my pocket, I think I have something that can help," said Naruto. Middle reached into his pocket and felt around until she felt something and started pulling on it. "That is not what I wanted you to find," said Naruto. "Sorry, I couldn't myself, I'll try the other pocket." "Oh, and girls, we would have had a really good time with him," said Middle before searching his other pocket then pulling out Sona's flyer. "Wadi, you can't summon a devil. I don't know if you know this or not, but devils and fallen angels don't get along too well," said Kaloriner. "I know, but I'm sure I can get this one to be cool," said Naruto before silently making a wish. The flyer began to glow blue before a blue magic circle appeared and Sona came out of it. "Your strong desire has called out to me, so what have you done to him?" yelled Sona when she finally noticed the state Naruto was in and the fallen angels around him. Worry about that later, help him. Said Middled. Sona was a bit suspicious as to why the Fallen were being so helpful, but decided to think about it later, as her friend and crush was hurt. The fallen angels moved away from Naruto when Sona used a spell that caused his body from the neck down to be covered in glowing blue water. Thanks, Sona-chan. Said Naruto. Sona blushed a bit at this, but nodded to him anyway, before giving a hard look to the fallen angels. And that look means it's time for us to go, but before we do, why don't you tell us your name, handsome? Said Kalawiner. Naruto Jijijakas. Said Naruto. Well, I hope we meet again, Naruto-kun, said Rainer before taking off. Iruto-kun. Said Middle before taking off. See you later, Naru-kun. Said Kalawiner before taking off. Sona kept her eye on whether the fallen angels had left in order to be sure they were gone, while also being focused on healing Naruto. It was now that she was extremely glad that her family were the best healers in the underworld. Naruto, I'm sure you have questions. Said Sona before she was interrupted. Not really, I've always known of the supernatural world, said Naruto, surprising Sona. She was also happy about this, as already knowing about the supernatural world would make it easier to ask him to join her peerage and tell him about herself. Well, in that case, allow me to tell you this, my name isn't Sona Shitori, it's Sona Citri, and I'm a high-class devil. Said Sona. Wow, I figured you were a devil, but I didn't think you used a fake name. You must be an heiress or something like that. Said Naruto. That is correct, I'm the heiress of the Citri clan. Naruto, how much do you know about devils and the peerage system? Asked Sona. I actually know quite a bit about devils, but I only know a little about the peerage system. I know what it is and its purpose, said Naruto. He was silent for a while before he decided to bring something up. You know, I'm a little surprised you didn't use me being near death in order to bring me into your peerage. Said Naruto. Well, most devils would do that, you're my friend Naruto, and I'd prefer you joined my peerage by choice, rather than me taking advantage of the situation. Said Sona while looking Naruto in the eye. Naruto nodded in appreciation at this, as he remembered how Rias had turned to say while he was unconscious and almost dead. Once Sona had finished healing him, the water fell from Naruto's body, though he was somehow completely dry. Now that you are healed and out of danger, I ask you, Naruto Jijijakas, will you become a member of my peerage? Asked Sona. Naruto simply stared at Sona for a few moments before a small smile came to his face. Sure, Sona-chan, I'd be honored to be a part of your peerage, said Naruto. Sona blushed a bit at the chan suffix being added to her name again, but then summoned her evil pieces and started to gauge which piece would work for him. She first tried a single pawn, but when that didn't work she tried multiple pawns, and when all three of her remaining pawns didn't work, she tried her last remaining piece, a mutated rook. The mutated rook reacted to Naruto, and this made Sona happy that she would be able to have Naruto in her peerage. She started the process to turn Naruto into a devil, and when the mutated rook sunk into Naruto's chest, the deed was done. Congratulations, Naruto, as you are now a reincarnated devil and my rook. Said Sona. Thanks, Sona-chan, and while I have some things to tell you, I'm about to pass out from this long day. Said Naruto before his eyes rolled into the back of his head and he fell forward only to be caught by Sona. After being stabbed 4 times and somehow staying alive, I'm surprised you didn't pass out sooner. Rest now, Naruto-kun, and I'll take care of you. Said Sona before she realized Naruto never told her where he lived. Naruto groaned as light from the sun came in from the window and struck him directly in the face. Grumbling a bit, he opened his eyes and found himself in a room he didn't recognize, but at least he still had his clothes on. He then got out of the bed and found 2 doors. The first one he opened led to a bathroom, so he decided to freshen up a bit before facing the day. Naruto was okay with doing this as he remembered agreeing to be a part of Sona's peerage, but he didn't get to tell her where he lived, so he assumed she brought him somewhere she knew he would be safe. After he finished freshening up, he went out the second door and was surprised to find himself in the student council office with Sona sitting behind her desk. Naruto, you're finally awake, said Sona. Yeah, I'm awake, though I didn't know this office had a hidden room, said Naruto. Yes, I usually use that room to sleep in when I have to pull an all-nighter in order to finish my paperwork. Now, before you passed out last night, you said you had some things to tell me. Said Sona while getting out a pen and some paper in order to take notes if she needed to. Yeah, I do. You see, the reason I've always known of the supernatural world is because of this. Said Naruto as he let a long tail come out from under his jacket. It was crimson red with a light blue tip matching his hair, and his pupils became slits. You're Yaokai. Said Sona, writing this down for future training plans. Yes, a panther Yaokai to be precise, but I was only half Yaokai when you reincarnated me. Thanks to me being born half human, I also have a sacred gear. Said Naruto. Interesting, can you tell me the name of your sacred gear, its class, and what it does? And also, can you tell me how you were able to hide that you were a yokai and had sacred gear? Asked Sona. Of course, Sona-chan. My sacred gear's name is Destruction Pantera. I can't really tell you its class, as well it could be considered a longinus, it could also be considered a subspecies. It does have the spirit of a powerful beast inside of it and takes the shape of a sword, but there are other sacred gears similar to mine out there, as I've met a girl with one. As for what Pantera can do, well, as I'm sure you know that, as a yokai, I have the ability to use chakra, which is the combination of physical and spiritual energy. Pantera allows me to solely use the spiritual side of chakra in order to perform attacks and other feats. It also directly affects my body, making me stronger, faster, and more durable than most could hope to be. As for how I was able to hide myself, I've trained myself in order to be able to suppress my chakra to the point that I simply seem like a normal human to anyone that tries to sense me, and since my scared gear works off the spiritual side of my chakra, it gets suppressed too. Explained Naruto. I see, what are these abilities your sacred gear gives you? Asked Sona after getting a fresh sheet of paper. One ability is called Pisquisa. It's a sensory ability that increases my already high sensing ability, thanks to being half yokai. With it there is almost nothing I can't sense. The next one is a passive ability called Hiero. It gives me skin, as hard as steel, which also increases my physical attack's effectiveness. After that is my Siro. It is basically a blast of concentrated spiritual energy. Then there is my Bala. It is pretty much the same as a Siro, but it is not as powerful but much faster. Then we have my Gran Ray Siro, as I'm sure you can guess it's a Siro, but with my blood added to it, making it almost 5 times stronger than my normal Siro. There's an ability that allows me to teleport by opening what I like to call a garganta. And finally we have my Sanito ability. It's a speed ability that allows me to move at extremely fast speeds. Explained Naruto. The spirit sealed inside of his sacred gear actually taught him about the Siro, Gran Ray Siro, and Garganta abilities. You'll have to demonstrate these abilities for me at some point so that I may have a better understanding of them. Is there anything else? Asked Sona. Yeah, I'm also able to use Senjutsu. I wouldn't call myself a master, but I can use it without losing myself. Said Naruto. Well, that's good to know, now allow me to explain some things to you. Said Sona as she started to explain Devil Society in detail, what each evil piece did, which piece he was, and the duties he now had. Well, that should be all for now, Naruto, as classes will be starting soon. If you need to address me in public, please use my alias. I'll also send someone to get you after classes are over so you can get started on your duties. Said Sona. Very well, I'll see you later, Sona-chan. Said Naruto, leaving a blushing Sona behind. It didn't take long for Naruto to get to his class and take his seat. It also didn't take long for his girlfriends to find him and take the empty seats next to him. Good morning, Naruto-kun. Said Cadis and Murayama at the same time with smiles on their faces. Cadis was a beautiful young woman with fair skin, salmon-colored hair, reddish-brown eyes, a slim figure, and C-cup breasts. Murayama was beautiful in her own right with fair skin, chestnut-brown hair done in 2 pigtails, amber eyes, a slim figure, and C-cup breasts. Both wore the Kuo Academy girls' uniform. Morning, girls, how's it going? Asked Naruto. Fine, but that pervert Issei was acting weird when we saw him earlier. He kept talking about some imaginary girlfriend named Yuma, and the worst part was he almost made Murayama cry when he said that she and her friends had killed you last night. But I kept her from crying by telling her that our Naruto-kun was way too tough to be killed. Said Cadis. Despite this, Naruto could tell that she was just as worried about him, as she was saying Murayama was so. In order to console them a bit, he leaned over and gave them both a gentle kiss on the lips that had caused both of them to moan softly. You're damn right I'm too tough, neither of you worry about what that pervert says, because, as you can see, I'm here and I'm fine. Said Naruto. Deciding that he could afford to be a little more affectionate with them, Naruto started having a make-out session with him switching between them every minute. While he was kissing one, the other was kissing his neck. Cadis and Murayama were happy about this because while he was affectionate with them, it was rare for Naruto to be this affectionate with so many people around. The fact that he was doing this now showed them that he noticed how worried they were about him, and this was his way of showing he appreciated their concern and that he truly cared about them. The three had completely immersed themselves in each other to the point that they didn't even feel the stares of their fellow classmates. The boys hated Naruto more than they've ever hated anything before, while the girls wished they had a boyfriend to show them that kind of affection. After a couple of minutes, the couple finally stopped their make-out session with the girls blushing brightly. Moments later, class finally started, but the girls found it hard to focus as they kept reliving the make-out session in their heads. The rest of the day went by like any other day, with the exception of Issei walking around asking about Yuma and Ria's shocked expression when she saw him, though she tried to hide it. Naruto chose to ignore her for now, and when Issei tried to ask him about Yuma, Naruto simply punched him in the face and told him not to talk to his girlfriends anymore before walking off. It was now the end of the day, and Naruto was in class waiting for the bell to ring. Before the bell would ring, someone walked into the room. She was a beautiful young bespectacled woman standing at 5'6" with fair skin, long straight black hair that went down to her knees with split bangs, a great figure, and D-cup breasts. She wore the Kuo Academy girl's uniform with light blue semi-rimmed glasses. This young woman is Tsubaki Shinra, the vice president of the student council. "Naruto-san, I'm here to bring you to Sona-sama," said Tsubaki. Naruto simply nodded before he stood up and walked over to her, but before they could leave Caddis, Murayama ran up to them. "Naruto-kun, why are you going to go see Sona-sama?" asked Caddis. "You're not in trouble, are you, Naruto-kun?" asked Murayama. Naruto quickly gave both of them a gentle kiss before smiling softly at them. "Don't worry girls, I'm not in trouble, Sona just wants to talk to me. I'll talk to you both later," said Naruto before walking off with Tsubaki. While walking, the two ran into Kibayudo and Issei. Issei seemed to smirk at Naruto thinking he was in trouble, but Naruto just ignored them with Kiba doing the same, though he did glance at Tsubaki. Tsubaki used to have a crush on Kiba, but then she met and got to know Naruto. As she learned more and more about Naruto, her feelings for Kiba just seemed to fade away and her feelings for Naruto started to form. When they finally reached the student council office, Tsubaki opened the door and led Naruto inside, where he saw Sona sitting behind her desk with the rest of her peerage around the room. There was Momo Hanakai, a beautiful girl with fair skin, blue-green eyes, white hair, a slim figure, and D-cup breasts. Ryakusaka, a beautiful girl with lightly tanned skin, light brown eyes, long light brown hair that ends in two short braids with a blue headband, a slim figure, and CC cup breasts. Amo Meguri, a beautiful girl with peach-colored skin, brown eyes, shoulder-length reddish-brown hair, a slim figure with wide hips, and BB cup breasts. Benya, a cute girl with pale skin, long blue hair tied in a braid, sleepy golden eyes, a petite figure, and A-cup breasts. Tsubasa Yura, a beautiful tall girl with fair skin, shoulder-length blue hair, blue eyes, a slim figure, and B-cup breasts. Haruko Nomura, a cute girl with fair skin, long brown hair and twin ponytails, green eyes, a slim figure, thick eyes, wide hips, and B-cup breasts. And finally was Saji Genshiro, a young man with lightly tanned skin, gray eyes, short blonde hair, and a fit build. "Tsubaki, Naruto, I'm glad you made it, now please have a seat," said Sona. Naruto sat on the couch between Tomo and Haruko while Tsubaki went to stand behind Sona. "Now, as I'm sure you've guessed by now, but this is my peerage. Tsubaki is my queen, Momo, and Ria are my bishops, Tomo, and Benny are my knights, Tsubasa is your fellow rook, and Haruko and Saji are my pawns. Everyone, as you know, this is Naruto Jijirjakas, my new rook," said Sona. "The fellow rook, huh? Well then I look forward to training with Naruto-kun," said Tsubasa. Tsubasa thought Naruto was a cool guy, as he never really bothered anyone unless they were a pervert, then he kicked your ass. Tsubasa always thought Naruto was handsome, but she thought he was drop-dead sexy when she saw him get muddy. It happened when Naruto was chasing the perverted trio around for peeping on the girls' kendo club again, but it had rained the day before, so they had started throwing mud at him. This only pissed Naruto off more and caused him to beat them down while being covered in mud. Tsubasa found she couldn't get the image of Naruto out of her head for a long time. "Naru-kun, Sona-sama said that you're half yokai and have a tail. Can we see please?" asked Haruko in excitement. Haruko liked Naruto because she found him cool and funny, especially when he would chase the perverted trio around. "I don't see why not, I don't like keeping my tail hidden anyway, and I'd like to train with you, Tsubasa," said Naruto as he let his tail out. Naruto would come to regret doing this because, as soon as his tail was in sight, Haruko reached over and started petting it. Naruto stiffened up before going slack and letting out a deep purr that he would forever regret letting escape his lips. Everyone stared at Naruto with wide eyes while Haruko continued to pet and caress his tail. Wanting to try something, Haruko brought Naruto's tail up to her lips and started to kiss and nibble lightly on it. This caused Naruto to actually let out a moan, and they all saw something move in his pants, causing all the girls to blush. Haruko paused when she saw Naruto Jr. move, and that pause allowed Naruto to come out of his little trance and blush brightly before pulling his tail away from Haruko, making her pout. "You all saw and heard nothing," said Naruto. The girls just continued to stare at him with their blushes while Saji was trying to hold in his laughter. The handsome bad boy of Kuo purrs and becomes excited when you play with his tail. It was hilarious to him. "Laugh if you want to, and I'll come over there and stomp your nuts," threatened Naruto. Saji was quick to shut up. Well, now that we're all done, Naruto, you need to hand out these flyers in order to form contracts with humans," said Sona as she placed a stack of summoning flyers on her desk. Naruto walked up to Sona's desk, but before he could take the flyers she grabbed his hand and placed her family's crest on it. "This shows that you are a servant of the House of Citri and will also allow you to use magic circles in order to teleport to a location that you desire," explained Sona. Naruto nodded before taking the flyers and putting his tail away. "Thank you, Sona-sama," cheered the girls of Sona's peerage as soon as Naruto was gone. Sona blinked at this as she looked at her peerage strangely. "What did I do?" asked Sona. "You brought the best guy on campus into the peerage," said Momo, not noticing Saji look down depressed. Saji knew that the girls of the peerage had it bad for Naruto, even Sona, and Saji hated that since he liked Sona. Sure, he and Naruto were sort of friends, but that didn't mean he would roll over and let Naruto have Sona. Momo liked Naruto because he was a good listener and was honest. Momo knew that she was a beautiful girl, but whenever some of the boys at school would compliment her, she knew they were comparing her to Rias and Akeno. Naruto never compared her to anyone and even once told her Momo is Momo, Rias is Rias. And Akeno is Akeno. There is no comparison between the three of you. It's like comparing three snowflakes. All three are beautiful, but they are not the same. Ever since then Momo has had a crush on Naruto. Now we can get to know him even better and maybe, just maybe, he'll be willing to share his heart with us," said Ria. Ria liked Naruto because he always seemed to have time for her since she was so soft-spoken and polite. People would often try to use that against her, but then Naruto would show up out of nowhere and get her out of the situation. At first she thought it was just some small form of hero worship, but as they spent time talking and getting to know each other, she knew her feelings were real. "Plus now we know he purrs when you play with his tail," squealed Benya and Raruko. Sona gave the girls a small smile while she shook her head at them, though she had to admit that they were right. Adding Naruto to the peerage was a great choice. In the city, Naruto was surprised at how easy this was. He didn't even have to say anything and people were just taking his flyers, though they were mostly women. He was already down to his last couple of flyers. Naruto then saw Issei running around with a picture asking people if they've seen the girl in it. Naruto planned to ignore Issei since he didn't feel like dealing with a pervert, but Naruto also noticed that it seemed like Rias didn't tell Issei that he was a devil now. Just as Naruto was about to walk off, Issei saw him. "What are you doing here, you bastard?" asked Issei. "Just handing out flyers," said Naruto holding up one of his flyers as a woman walked by and took it. "Why are you doing that?" asked Issei, not really caring, but Kiba did ask him if he had noticed anything strange about Naruto. Issei told him no, and he didn't care. He was more focused on finding out why no one seemed to remember his girlfriend Yuma. "None of your business, perv," answered Naruto with a smirk. "Shut up, how are you even alive? I saw Yuma and her friend stab you, and I know people can't survive being stabbed 4 times. Ask Issei." "I have no idea what you're talking about," said Naruto before walking off. "I may not like Rias, but she purposely allowed Issei to be killed and now she's purposely not told Issei that he's a devil. What is going through your head, Rias?" Naruto asked himself in thought. Naruto spent only a few more minutes passing out the rest of his flyers, and funny enough he actually ran into and Murayama and gave them his last 2 flyers. Now though he was sitting back in the student council office waiting to be summoned by one of the people that took his flyer, while Sona explained exactly what he was supposed to do. "So basically once I complete their wish I get them to sign the contract and it will automatically absorb their sin," said Naruto. "That's correct, Naruto," said Sona. "Well, I'm glad that I won't be taking anyone's soul," said Naruto. "Most devils don't deal in souls anymore and the only time we do is when someone's wish is so great that it requires a higher price than just their sin. Examples would be if they wanted powers, to live longer, or to bring someone back from death. But in order to make those wishes come true you would have to be a truly powerful devil," said Sona. "I see," said Naruto before the mark on the back of his hand started to glow. "Well, I guess someone is summoning me. I'll see you later, Sona-chan," said Naruto as he stood up and then disappeared in a magic circle. He would have used his Garganta, but he didn't want to scare his summoner. Pada's house. Bedroom. Pada stood in her bedroom wearing her night clothes, which consisted of a white crop top, dark pink pajama pants, and fuzzy pink slippers. In her hand was the flyer she got from Naruto, and it was currently glowing blue. The flyer said it would summon a devil in order to grant her wish, but she didn't think it would actually work. A magic circle appeared, and out of it came Naruto. "Pada-chan, you summoned me?" asked Naruto when he saw her. "Naruto-kun, you're a devil?" asked Caddis. Naruto sighed at this before he sat her down and explained everything to her and even showed her his tail. Just like Haruko, she started to pet and caress his tail, which caused him to purr and her to squeal. "Are you going to take my soul now, Naruto?" asked Catus. Naruto winced a bit at the lack of kun to his name. "Of course not, Kata-chan, that's not how this works, and I would take your soul even if it was like that," said Naruto. "Really?" asked Catus. "Really, I care about you deeply and could never hurt you. I'd even go as far to say that I love you, Catus-chan," said Naruto seriously. Thanks for watching my video, see you next time, till then sayonara.